live on my other channel. My main channel is SPN FIREARMS. A lot of people don't know that. This is actually my real second channel, and then my original channel is SPN FIREARMS. On top of that, we'll let a couple people get in here. Usually it takes a while. So if you haven't checked out SPN FIREARMS, make sure you're subscribed over there. That is my main channel. This is just different content. But anyways, just went to the local gun store and got a pickup. And it's actually from a firearm that I won on a bid. This handgun typically goes for $750 to $1,000. Anywhere in there is typically what it goes for brand new. I got it used in phenomenal condition, phenomenal shape, and it cost $440 out the door. I kid you not, $440 for an $1,000 gun. On top of that, I have the same version of that gun, and this one is much, much heavier because it's more of like a special edition, a different style to it, and so on. But it's going to be an absolute shooter. What's up, man? What's up, Christian? How you doing? We'll let a couple more people get in here. Like I said, if you guys don't know, my main channel is SPN FIREARMS. This is SPN FIREARMS Clips, so we do a lot more shorts over here and stuff like that. But if you guys got any questions, anything you guys want to say, talk about products, whatever the case may be, whatever you want to do, you can do. What's up, Craig? How you doing? I appreciate it. And also, hit the like button. If you're going to come in here, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button. I don't ask for it that often, so hitting the like button, I'd really appreciate it. So anyways, I just got a new pickup, and it's a pocket pistol that potentially is a great option for a lot of people. Like I said, my main channel is SPN FIREARMS. And one thing we do over here on that channel is we review a lot of pocket pistols just like this channel. Craig, if you could hit the like button, I'd appreciate that. We review a lot of pocket pistols and pocket carry options, but also a lot of discontinued options. The thing that I picked up is discontinued. They do not make that model anymore, but it can definitely go hand in hand with any pocket pistol on the market right now, if not outperform it. And that's simply because of the design. What's up, Robert? How you doing? Yeah, we're back on the Clips channel right now. Not on the main channel. The reason I left, I went to go pick up a firearm. That's going to be on the main channel for review. We'll also have it over here on this channel. If you guys wouldn't mind, hit the like button. I'd appreciate that. It really helps the channel. It really helps people see and realize that I'm on. What's up, Fat and Sweaty? Oh, gosh. Fat and Sweaty, slow as Eddie. Okay, interesting. But hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it. But like I said, I picked up a gun that I think a lot of you guys are really going to like and really find not only amazing looking, but an amazing shooter. And like I said, it's discontinued, so nobody else is touching on this gun. But it's the same. You posting the new gun today? Actually, now that I think of it, I might have it on the main channel, SPN FIREARMS. We will see. I might film just a first impression or unboxing video right after I get done with this, and we can go check it out. Well, like I said, hit the like button, and we'll keep going. If you guys have any questions, anything you want to talk about, just let me know, and we will touch on it. But my main thing lately has been a lot of older guns, buying them used. That is the best way to go. The way things work are new releases come and go, right? The second you get an Echelon, I consider that a new gun, but the average person doesn't consider that a new gun. If Springfield Armory comes out and drops a new style of gun, that is going to be the new gun. That is going to be the new good gun. But the Echelon is a phenomenal performer, just like the Echelon did to the XDM. The XDM is one of the most solid guns I've ever shot in my life, one of the most solid guns I own. I actually carry an XDM in 40 every now and then, and it's just a phenomenal line of guns. But then the Echelon comes out, and no one cares about the XDM anymore. Well, the thing about that is the XDM is now going to be much cheaper. You're going to be able to find different calibers that are no longer released because no new releases are in 40. No new releases are in 45 unless they're 1911 style guns. It just is what it is. But you'll be able to pick up the older guns for a cheaper price. It's the way to go. I carry all used guns. When I left, you guys, if you were on the other live on the main channel earlier, I was carrying my XDS. That's because I'm lounging around the house. I want something skinny, small, just so I can, no ditty, just so I can chill, relax, and it's not bothering me. But the second I left out the door, I swapped back over to my Glock 27, and then I have a backup mag, which I'll show you guys what it looks like when I carry that in, because it's an awesome, awesome setup. If you guys could hit the like button, I'd really appreciate it. It would help other people see it. I just removed the mag because we are on live, but this is what I carried that backup mag in. I think this is a better way to carry versus having a holster that's attached to your mag carrier. That's not always the most comfortable. Like I said, we're on live, so hold on. I just got to remove my 27. And boom. So this is what I was working with when I left. Right here is a Blacksmith Tactical inside the waistband holster from Blacksmith Tactical, like I said. But this wedge, a lot of people don't realize, is also from Blacksmith Tactical. It's only like $6. If you use code SPN, it'll give you another 10% off. Well, the way the wedge works is with smaller guns like a 26, like a 27, like a Hellcat, like a P365, like an FN Reflex. Shorter barrels have a harder time from not keeling over. When you don't have that long barrel and slide, there's nothing to press up against your body. So right here, if you put the smaller gun in, it doesn't have that extra length to stop it from keeling. The wedge pushes back on the gun, puts it nice and tight up against your body so you're not printing. On top of that, it leaves extra space right here to get your fingers in. When the holster is upright, you don't have as much room to get your fingers in there and grab onto that firearm. So when you have the wedge, it pushes it back. It gives diagonal space so that you can grab your gun for a better purchase and a better draw. The claw is an extra point of contact. Right here, you have a monoblock. The monoblock is, if you look at the line right here, check out that line. You see that? This prevents your holster from flopping around, having multiple points of contact. With this one, you can consider it 2 because these clips are attached. But if they are separated, you would consider it 3. Let me grab a holster real quick just to show you. Give me 1 second. The Taco Tuesday holster, perfect for today, from Blacksmith Tactical as well. These clips are made from the same company, Discreet Carry Clips. These clips right here are just singular versus this one is a double. This is another great way to go if you carry in gym shorts or sweatpants. It's perfect to pair with Arrowhead Tactical. That's what I carried in today, Arrowhead Tactical sweatpants. If you guys see that. It has a reinforced belt line, and you can put a belt on the inside of the sweatpants. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting the like button, I'd appreciate that. I don't see that in your collection. It starts a J22. I'll look at it, okay? I'll look at it. What's up, Boons? Yeah, these are the best holsters to go with. This is another great option. I have a lot of holsters in this setup. I just prefer the monoblock. But if you can see that line, that's where your drawstring will go, or the top of your belt. If you're in gym shorts or sweatpants, that's where your drawstring will go. And so this just locks your holster in. It's not going to go side to side. It's not going to go anywhere. It's going to stay in its exact spot, even with sweatpants and gym shorts. Then the wedge is going to push it tight up against your body and lock that holster in. Just keep it locked in. What pocket pistol would you buy at the moment? Well, I just got home. I literally just did a live on the main channel, SPN FIREARMS, and I went out and picked up a pocket pistol that I ordered. And I will be reviewing or doing first impressions on that on the main channel tonight. But for you, it's hard. It all depends. Do you want capacity or do you want speed? In my opinion, the best way to go is the LCP Max. You can find them as low as $199.99, someone said earlier. The orange one, this is Blacksmith Tactical. You can use code SPN for 10% off. This is also Blacksmith Tactical. This is also Blacksmith Tactical. So instead of having a holster that's attached, right, that goes like this, typically speaking, I like having it separate because then you can move this to where you want it. It works really well, and this is great for gym shorts and sweatpants as well. Or, you know, if I had this setup, I love the V2 holster with the discrete carry clips. This works really well as well. I just prefer the monoblock. So I like being able to separate them, put it wherever I want. Heck, I can even throw it on the hip. I can do whatever I want when it's not attached to this right here, right? So that's why I like having a separate one with a monoblock. And then I just got them orange because it's free. It doesn't cost extra for a color. It just costs extra for a pattern like the Taco Tuesday. But I'm not going to lie, this thing is sweet. You got your tortilla, you got your meat, your pico de gallo, your tomatoes, your guacamole, all in a holster. It's absolutely sweet. But for a pocket pistol, I would go LCP Max. I would say Bodyguard. But one I really like as of lately is the 911 from Springfield Army. Now, you're going to have to buy that used. Who was sued out of existence? They were called Ring of Fire, and one brother sued the other. I believe they're built from cheap metal. So, oh, gotcha. So probably won't be reviewing that one then. But anyways, forgot what I was talking about. Oh, yeah, pocket pistols. The 911's discontinued, but it's probably the fastest pocket pistol out there. And also the P238, phenomenal from SIG. I don't like new SIG guns, but the older SIG guns are actually solid. And the P238 is solid. And also that pocket pistol I just picked up is going to probably be one of the fastest due to its weight. its trigger, and overall ergonomics. So if you guys could hit the like button as you guys come in, I'd appreciate it. Yo, what's up? What do you think of the GeForce Arms Exodus? I have 2 of them. They're actually solid Glock clones. Are they my favorite thing in the world? No, I prefer smaller guns. But for the price point, they run. They're actually pretty dang solid. On top of that, I have the GeForce Arms. Dang, I'm blanking on the name. The Glock 26 compatible one. I'm blanking on the name. All my GeForces run. Oh, the sight pusher. Check this out. This is from Avid. This is the expensive one, but because I do hundreds of sights, literally, I push all my own sights. This is the way to go. This is the heavy duty one. Check that out. If you really do all your sights and you want to save money by not bringing it to a gun store and having them do it, or you don't want to go to a gunsmith and have them do it, get this tool. I used to have another tool that I used. It was cheaper. It's like a third of the price. But after doing so many, it's still in my garage actually on my workbench. But after doing so many sights, the machine breaks. This is the way to go. You cannot put your sights on any better than this tool. I wish I would have had it much earlier. It's well worth it. Avid makes some of the best sights. And then as a bench block and a roll pin kit for working on your guns, get Best Mule. You cannot beat this kit that you get right here. And if you guys wouldn't mind hitting the like button, this is a phenomenal toolkit. I love this thing. I'll show you guys real quick. So this is the bench block. It's basically universal for every gun I've ever had to work on. You can put all your parts and your leftovers right here. Send your pins through each hole. And then on top of that, you get this little kit right here, which is phenomenal. Phenomenal kit. And I keep it nice and neat and organized. You cannot beat it. For the price, you cannot beat the Best Mule kit. So that's what I used to use Real Avid, but I realized that they don't have every size that I want. See, I still use this kit as well. It's pretty solid, but the Best Mule is next level. It has everything I want on it, which is nice. I'll show you guys something else too, real quick. Check out these sick coasters from Springfield Armory for throwing a drink on or a water bottle. They're absolutely sweet. Check that. I just thought I'd show you guys them because they're sitting over there. Let's see what else we can take a look at. Since we can't do guns on here. Handle of grips. Get yourself some handle of grips. And I'll show you a couple other products here in a second. I use Vice. Yeah, so I use the Vice sight pusher too. That's the one that gave out on me after probably 200 different sight changes. The Vism one is great. 100% awesome. But if you end up doing a ton of them, and it's gonna go eventually. But like I said, it's dramatic the amount of sights I push. My favorite 380 and 9mm brand, Double Tap or Underwood for rounds. But yeah, check out the handle of grips. You gotta run them. They will change your gun. Just stock up on them when they have a deal. Use code SPN for 25% off. Stock up on them, and it changes your gun. Completely changes your gun. I have some crazy ones too. Check this out for my Springfield Armory Hellcat. It's the new pattern for the Edge series. Those are sick. I wish I could show guns right here. I really wish I do. Here's the Elite series. This is what I throw on my guns. This is the best way to go. I love that. Right here is going to be a Edge series. Love the Edge series. You can't beat it. Right here's the premium sandpaper. Like I said, code SPN for 25% off. You'll come back to me and you'll be like, dang, that completely changed the feel of my gun. And here, we'll go over this real quick. So this is absolutely sweet. So I got this product in not too long ago. And hit the like button, guys, as you guys would come in. I'd appreciate it so more people can see the live. Anyways, so this is the Quick Strike, right? I'll move this back a little bit. Quick Strike. And I don't like keeping my guns unsecured in a vehicle. But this is absolutely sweet for a work van, for a vehicle, whatever the case may be. So you have this right here. I hope I have my keys here. Oh, my keys are probably... Let's see what I can find real quick. Yep, my keys are obviously on my key set that I don't have with me right now. I don't think, at least. Nope. But anyways, it comes with a cable. And while you're driving, this goes in between your driver's seat and your center console. You put this in there like this. So then you're going to have this knob. You turn the key. This part is going to lift up. Let's see if I have it unlocked right now. Nope. So what you do is you turn the key, put your gun in, and load it. And then this thing will pop out like this. And when you're ready to use it, you literally just nick it with your knee. And this thing shoots your gun out extremely fast, and you can draw without messing with a holster. Think about driving. You got your seatbelt, you got all your clothes, your jacket. You got to dig through it, grab your gun through everything. And your seatbelt goes right over your lap where your gun is. This, you just hit it with your knee real quick, and boom. Code SPN for 10% off. I just thought I'd show you guys that. It's one of my favorite products. It's in the basement because I've been making videos on it. But yeah, the Quick Strike it's an awesome product. I'm telling you guys. Code SPN for 10% off. And it locks up, and you install the cable, and no one can take your gun from you if you leave it in your car. That's how you truly keep a truck gun. You don't want to keep your truck guns unlocked. All right, let's see what else let's see what they said in the comments. How often do I swap them out in your guns? I just swap them out whenever I want to put a new pair on. And sometimes once they fade away. Tritium dies eventually. Tritium has a half-life. So tritium will go on you after 10 years, 9 years, depends on the tritium and the rating and all that. But typically speaking, only when I get a new gun and I want to change out the sights, or I get a used gun and you want to change them out. Sometimes on used, like old guns, the sights won't work anymore if they're tritium, so stuff like that. All right. Yeah, I appreciate that, Boone. I appreciate that. All right, let's see. I sold my Glock 42, and I'm thinking about getting one as my next pistol. The LCP Max is phenomenal. Plus, I'm going to be reviewing a new reflex sight for the LCP Max. So stay tuned. I think it will fit on any LCP Max. I'm not 100% sure yet. But if you have the typical, from what I'm hearing right now, LCP Maxes are going for $200. The last time I looked, they were $230. But if they're going for $200, that's a steal. And the reflex sight that I'm going to be reviewing should just go in where the sights go. So we will see on that. Stay tuned for the next week or so. But LCP Max, or get a Glock 42 with a Trigger Shark trigger. You cannot beat the 42 with a Trigger Shark trigger. The 42 has a good trigger on it, and it's reliable. But you throw that Trigger Shark in there, and it changes the gun completely. Out of all my guns, the Trigger Shark changes the 42 the most. Completely changes it. Code SPN for 15% off Trigger Shark. They're the best. Buffalo Bore is great ammo. Love Buffalo Bore. Love Double Tap. Love Underwood. There's a lot of great options. You just don't want to stick with the typical ammo at your local gun store if you're looking for max power, right? When we talk about Buffalo Bore, when we talk about Underwood, when we talk about Double Tap, we're talking about specialty brands. These are brands that's all they do. While you're buying SIG ammo, yeah, they might have decent training ammo. It's overpriced, though. The problem with it is they work on guns. They work on shirts, apparel, hats, holsters, literally everything. You want a company that focuses on ammo. And I know a lot of the ammo companies do, but they're focused on mainstream pumping out as much ammo as possible. When you get specialty ammo, it's going to be loaded properly to maximize the power you have or you can get out of your gun. That's why I prefer Double Tap. Federal HST is reliable, and it's solid. It'll do the trick. But personally speaking, should not be offensive. This shouldn't be taken wrong. Double Tap is much, much better. It is. And also, just like 380 struggles to expand. So what did Double Tap do? They designed a round out of a 2.5-inch barrel, or a 3-inch barrel, whatever the case may be. Their 32 Auto was designed out of a 2.5-inch barrel. That way, they're actually using these rounds and designing them out of short-barreled guns. A lot of people think, hey, my P365 is going to get the advertised power that's on the box of the ammo. That's not the case. Usually what's on the box of the ammo is going to be 4 or 5-inch for the velocity. So you just got to be careful. Winchester Ranger is phenomenal ammo. That's phenomenal ammo. You can't find the old stuff anymore, but if you can find it, get your hands on it. And Spear Gold Dot. Gold Dot's really good ammo. It's reliable. But when I talk about power, that's where Double Tap comes in. Double Tap is just more powerful than stuff like that. And it's dramatic. Like the 135 grain Double Taps are the most impressive 40 Smith & Wesson ammo out there, other than like Civil Liberty, which Civil Liberty gets into a whole different style of round, but you can't beat any of them. And you can use code SPN for 10% off Double Tap. Double Tap's the way to go. What's up, Nashville Gun Reviews? What's up, man? What are you guys carrying today? Drop it down below in the comments. What are you carrying today? What holster? What ammo? When I just left the house, I had my Glock 27 in this holster with 135 grain Double Taps. Had a backup mag in this holster with 135 grain Double Taps, and that's all I need. I also had my, right here, this is what I was carrying as my knife. I don't know why that's going to be, I'm blanking on the name right now, of course, right when I need it. Then I have my Vice wallet, which is super cool. So this wallet has you can change out the face to whatever design you want. And it uses these little tension strings right here to move up and down. You can slide your card out. It's sweet. On top of that, it has a money clip, which is just where I put the receipts from my pickup. And yeah, you can't beat the Vice wallet. They're owner of Vice wallets and like Vice products. They make concealed carry belts. They make all sorts of stuff. Is good friends with the owner of Blacksmith Tactical. But phenomenal wallet. And then, oh yeah, this is the Mud Skipper right here. Just thought of it. Sorry guys, this is the Mud Skipper knife right here. Phenomenal. Absolutely love it. You got a Hellcat Pro with a hoe grip. Blacksmith Tacticals next. Love it. Can't beat it. And you're going to really like that holster. Get a wedge for it. This pairs with a Hellcat Pro perfectly. Peanut butter and jelly pairing right there. Glock 30 Gen 5 Grizzly. Yup. Oh, yeah. Can't beat it. Can't beat that setup. Love it. Love the Glock 30 setup. I just finished cleaning my Glock 24 and Glock 35. Very nice. Very nice. Do I have a code for double tap? SPN. And also, guys, spinsedcshop.com. I'll repeat it again. Spinsedcshop.com. A lot of people don't realize everything you could ever need for everyday carry, just firearms in general, just, you know, holsters, belts, everything. Spinsedcshop.com. If you guys would hit the like button, I'd really appreciate that. I'm carrying a Glock 23 converted to 357 SIG in my We the People paddle holster. Love it. That's some real power right there. 357 SIG out of a 23 is real power. Love to see that. Love to see that people are still carrying 357 SIG. Now, actually, here's a funny story about 357 SIG. So I was driving one day. My wife's car needed work. And so she drove to the dealership to get it worked on and all that. And I'm supposed to come pick her up. Well, we have a vehicle we don't really ever use. Do I still have the G-Force blade? Yes, I do. I do. And it's actually solid. It's reliable. It's just super heavy. Carry a P225, very nice. Carry Glock 33 with the light on it, love it. What light do you have? Because if you haven't checked out the nightstick for the Glock 33 and 27 and 26, it's phenomenal. Carrying the CSXE series, love it, love it. But so I was driving to go pick up my wife, and we are in our vehicle that we rarely ever use. We never use it. It just sits there. And we forgot to get the upgraded tabs for it. So I'm driving. And I get pulled over. I'm like, oh, gosh, what did I do? You know, was I speeding? I don't get it. And I was open carrying my XDS in 45. And I'm driving there, or 40. I forgot which one. I think it was the 45. No, it was 40. So I was carrying my XDS in 40 open carry, right? Because I'm just driving. No one's going to see it. And I get pulled over by the cop, of course. And I'm sitting there like, okay, I'm open carrying. There's no way he's not going to see it. He walks up to the window, and he goes, how's it going? And then the next words out of his mouth are you Spin Firearms? And I'm like, yes, I am. And I was so confused. I'm like, how does he know? You know, whatever. He goes, you live around here? I'm like, yeah, I do. I live in this area. He happens to watch the channel. So the cop that pulled me over watches the channel. Super nice guy, super cool guy. And those are the type of cops that we love, right? Good quality guy. Here to actually protect and serve our nation and be a solid person while doing it. Be somebody who's fair and, you know, fine. Anyways, he goes, he showed me his carry gun. It was, I believe, a Glock. It was a 9mm. I think it was a 45 or 17 or something. And he's like, I wish they would let me carry 357 SIG. He wants that real power. And I just thought that was so interesting. And what are the odds that someone who watches me pulls me over and we start having a conversation about 357 SIG, how great that round is on the side of the road while my kids and wife are waiting for me to come pick them up. Just a wild story. But, yeah, here's the thing. I've talked to a lot of ex-law enforcement who got to carry 357 SIG, who got to carry 45 GAP. Now, what is 45 GAP? Glock Auto Pistol. It was a round developed by Glock, CCI, and Spear. And they wanted to take the 45 ACP round, add a little bit more power to it, but make it smaller. Therefore, it performs the same as your typical 45 ACP round. The point of that is the average law enforcement couldn't carry the thicker frames of a Glock 20, a Glock 21, a Glock 30, and a Glock 29. They needed that 45 ACP with the Glock 19 size grip. So they made the Glock 45 GAP. And so that's why I have a Glock 39. I have two of them. And that round is so smooth. If you like 45 ACP, the 45 GAP gives you the same power, if not more power than a 45 ACP and is beyond smooth. Plus, you can get it in a smaller frame, a thinner frame, like a Glock 26 or a Glock 19. That's where the Glock 39 comes in. That is the subcompact that takes 45 GAP, the Glock 39. It's phenomenal. And I talked to some people about that as a law enforcement agent, and they said if they could carry one round, they've gone through 40, 357 SIG, 9mm. He's been in law enforcement his whole life. He said if I could go back to one round and use it, it would be 45 GAP. He watched people land 50-yard shots with it from a pistol, and people just, after one round, done. And he said multiple times in their, department. He said 45 GAP was so unbelievably power, so easy to shoot because it's so soft. And he just said that's like the perfect round. But of course it didn't make it. It didn't, catch on with 357 SIG, 40 and 9mm, and 45 ACP being so popular. Let's see. I've seen no one move after that fact. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, 45 GAP is one of the most underrated rounds. It's like 357 SIG. On the internet, people will make fun of it, but in real life, that's real power. 45 GAP is real power. 357 SIG is nasty power. And a lot of people just don't realize that. But in order to pass qualifications for law enforcement, and like law enforcement taking on more people, they needed a softer shooting gun. And unfortunately, if you can't handle recoil and shoot it well and pass your qualifications, they still need to fill those roles at police stations, at police departments, in law enforcement, Secret Service, whatever. So 40 is my favorite. SIG is my second favorite. Yeah, of course. The thing I like about 357 SIG and 40 is obviously you can convert 40 to 357 SIG with the barrel, right? A barrel change. But if you train with 40, but carry 357 SIG and just swap the barrel at the range and vice versa for carry, you can save money and still carry a 357. You just train with 40. The recoil will be a little bit different, but at the end of the day, it's going to be the same dang gun. So you'll be used to it. I definitely need more practice with my 357 SIG. Yeah, 357 SIG is a wild round. It's different. It has a different recoil to it. But like anything, it doesn't matter what you do. Just, yeah, you don't have to swap the barrel. I'm just saying, with the one gun, you can. That's what allows you to buy guns today in 40 and still get it into 357 SIG. Versus SIG releasing guns in 357 SIG and other companies. So, my top two is my twin Glock 27 and 33. Yep. 27 and 23 are phenomenal. Glock 26, 9mm, beyond soft. Phenomenal. But the big question we all have, will the Gen 6 bring us a 27? Will the Gen 6 bring us a 30? Will the Gen 6 bring us a 29? Will Glock still offer power after this change? That is the big question we are all waiting to get answers to. And that's going to be, how do I feel about 45 gap? Would you care if Glock stops support for it? Well, they have stopped support for it. They are no longer selling 45 GAP because every Glock got discontinued other than the 42, 43, 43X, and 48. So they did stop 45 gap. But you can still find the Springfield Springfield XDs in 45, the service models, and you can find 39s online and so on. I still love it, and I still have carry ammo for it, and Double Tap makes it. There's still a bunch of ammo companies that make 45 GAP. You don't have to care that that person carries 9 and they call your round an oddball round. The 45 GAP is real power that you can get in the size of a Glock 26 or 27. It's phenomenal. It's unbelievable. I'd rather have real power within my first 5 or 6 shots than have a bunch of 9mm that might not do anything. Just being real. I want power from my first shots. That's just how I think. Everyone's different. As long as you carry a gun, I'm happy. Let's see. I love my 9mm with seismic. 185 grain Buffalo bore. Yep. Can't beat Buffalo bore. Let's see. Thoughts on the C Camp 32? Because of the size, but still haven't. So my buddy actually just picked up the C Camp LW32, and we love it. It's a great gun. It feels like quality. It shoots like quality. It's reliable, and has a decent trigger. So yeah, my buddy actually just picked one up. You'll probably see it in a couple videos coming out in the next week or two. My Glock 21 Gen 5 shoots like butter and very controllable. Yep, for some reason, Glock pairs with 45 ACP like peanut butter and jelly. I mean, it's a match made in heaven. It really is. Any Glock in 45 ACP or 45 GAP is phenomenal. Anyone know a good website to get 357 SIG range ammo? For the range ammo, you just got to look. You just got to look around until you find the best deal. But like I said, you can train with 40, get a 40 barrel, train with that, and then carry a 357 SIG. That's a great way to do it. If you guys would hit the like button, I'd really appreciate that. What's up, guys? Carrying a 38 revolver. If that's what you like, if revolver's your way of carrying, and it's always going to be on you when you leave the house, then yes, the revolver's awesome. In terms of power for 38 special, there's more powerful rounds out there, but everything, when you have more power, it's going to be a little slower. When you have less power, it's going to be a little faster. So everything's a give and take with concealed carry. In my opinion, for revolvers, the reason I don't carry it as often, I might start carrying my Taurus and 357 a little bit. The positives of revolvers, they're reliable as can be. They can be pushed up against targets and not go out of battery. You can also have it in a hoodie pocket and let it go in the hoodie pocket. So you can be sitting here and not be considered brandishing it. You know, something's going on. You just got your revolver here. You can put it to use right from your pocket, and it's not going to be unreliable. Oftentimes with a polymer striker-fired gun, it's going to hit something, and it's not going to fully cycle, and so on. So revolvers have their place. I personally just don't carry them as my main carry. But backup carry, they're great. Like I said, they have their roles. I recently bought a Glock 30 and was shocked at how well it handles. Yeah, Glocks and 45, match made in heaven. Like I said, you can't beat that combination for recoil and size. It's hard to beat a 38 revolver, virtually impossible to break. Yep, they're reliable, they last forever, and like I said, they don't go out of battery. If someone touches your Glock and pushes it back 1/8 of an inch, it's not going to shoot. So literally, if you're in a self-defense encounter and you're grappling, you're fighting, you're trying to get to your gun, and you finally get it out, if they grabs your slide, it's not going to shoot. If that slide is bumped a little bit, it's not going to shoot. With a revolver, you can dig it into anything. You can press it into anything. You can literally put it right up to your target and let it go. You really can. It can hit anything. It can do anything and still go off. That's what makes them great. With a Glock, if my slide is hitting this table just a little bit, it's not going to go off. It just is what it is. But yeah, I just don't prefer revolvers. It's personal preference. Kel-Tec P32, yep. P38T, PF9, yep. Kel-Tec's great. I don't like the P11 that much. To be honest, I have one sitting in the safe. Not a big fan of it. But the other Kel-Tecs, phenomenal guns. And Double Tap actually designed their 32 auto based around the P32. That's the gun they did all their testing behind. Their ballistics testing and their reliability testing was through the P32. So that gun and Double Tap, perfect together. Let's see. My 13-year-old shoots the Glock 21 like he does a 43. Very controllable 45. Oh, yeah. The 21 and the 30 are just unbelievable guns. Even the 10 millimeters from Glock are so smooth. For what they are, for how light they are for a 10 millimeter, they are extremely smooth guns. Hold on a second. We're still here. Let's see what else I can find real quick. Let's see. I was going to see what I had over here. We'll skip it. I was going to show you guys some stuff, but we have an optic next week that I think you guys are really going to like. Budget-friendly, a new company about to break into the scene. Stay tuned. It's budget-friendly and pure quality. And the price point's going to be unmatched, so stay tuned for that if you like optics. Glock 29 does handle recoil great, and especially the Gen 5s. And yes, that's about the new P238. That's where I was today, picking up my P238. But it's not just any P238. It's different. Completely different. It is wild how different it is, and I think it's going to make a big difference in overall shooting. On top of that, the finish is phenomenal. And like I said, I only paid about $105 more for it than the other one. And it's usually a $300 to $400 more gun than my original P238. So that should be coming out today. I might film that first impressions video right after I get off here, which I'm going to stay on for about 5 more minutes. I shot my Smith & Wesson 1076. Very nice. Been looking forward to that. It's such a nice looking pistol. Yeah, the P238 is impressive. The P238, which I actually have right here, and my new one's right here, it's a phenomenal shooting gun. Like I said, if SIG made it stack and a half, if they turn the P238 into 10+1 or 12+1, keep the same slide width, just widen the grip, make some thin panel grips for it, or no panel grips at all. Just say, forget the panel grips. pure, pure rubber down the side, pure metal down the side with a little bit of stippling, it'd be unbelievable. Make that the new Ruger LCP Max. Make that the new Bodyguard 2.0. I promise it would outshoot both of them. If SIG did that, that could change them around. Hammer-fired guns are going to struggle to have problems like that. They really are. SIG's hammer-fired guns is where they shine. It's their polymer striker-fired guns that they don't do so well on. Like the P290 I have right here. I literally just got in the mail when I got home my backup mags for it. Phenomenal gun. It's hammer-fired. It has a nice finish on it. Nice finish on the sights. If you guys would hit the like button, I'd really appreciate it. What's up, Kentucky Chorizo? What's up? I went from 43X to P365, and now I'm back to Glock. That's how I feel. With certain guns, I'll really love the gun. I'll carry it, and I sit there and I go, you know what? I feel better with my Glock. My Glock may have less capacity, may not have as many features, may be worse in this department, but when it comes to my life and going bang every time, my Glock answers that when it's called to, right? So that's just how I think. Are Bear Creek Arsenal barrels any good? If you're talking for pistols, I have a couple of them because they're super cheap. I just bought them as backups. I buy a lot of backup parts. I just stock a lot of stuff. That way, if anything ever happens, that gun's never around anymore, whatever, I can always use that gun. I've had zero issues. But if you are going to get Bear Creek Arsenal and they still offer the stainless steel version, get the stainless steel. It'll just hold up better. It's more friction resistant, stuff like that. I've been enjoying the Smith & Walther 990L for around $450. Oh, yeah, $450? Grab that 990L. It has a heck of a trigger on it. If yours is in 40, you got a heck of a setup. But yeah, with Bear Creek Arsenal, just test your stuff. The stainless version's great. I mean, the stainless and black version, there's really going to be no difference. Or any other color. But the stainless holds up over time a little bit better. Will you be doing videos from your trip northwest? Oh, yeah, to Bear Country, of course. We'll be filming the whole time. And like I said, I'll show you how I'm going to carry. Instead of getting a chest rig, I'm probably just going to grab a new Velcro holster, throw it in my 945 Industries bag. This is where this gun shines. I like having as many ways to carry. A pocket holster, inside the waistband holster, outside the waistband holster, a sticky holster for if I get a new gun, I can just throw it in the sticky holster because it's not molded. For this, at the beach, perfect. You got your shirt off, no one can see your gun. Perfect. They'll think it's your car keys, your wallet, a snack, a granola bar, whatever. But when I carried this in the woods this year, all I did was take it. This had my M&P 40 in it. All I would do was take this and flip it back. Code SPN for 10% off, by the way. Love 945 Industries bags. They work great. Now, do I carry with this all the time? No, I don't. I go Blacksmith Tactical inside the waistband. But in places like water parks, the beach, the woods, having this right here, I flip this back, boom. And that way, if I need my gun, it's simple. It's easy. And, this was a long barrel 40 I had in this thing. So they're great. They're phenomenal. Hey, you can even, give it to the wife. Instead of her purse she's going to carry to the beach, she can now have a 945 Industries bag with a gun in it. It's a great way to go. And you know what? You can put extra stuff in it. I think this is like the large bag. You can fit a lot of stuff in this. You can fit a subcompact with like 3, 4, 5 mags. You can use the zipper pouch for other stuff. It's phenomenal. It's a great way to go. And I'm not a big person in a bag carry. I just live realistically, and sometimes you need to carry in a bag. People will talk down on them. Sometimes you have to. You can't carry at a beach any other way. You can't. Otherwise, you're going to have your shirt on the whole time. BCA is fine. Yep. I like BCA. I got a flooded 357 SIG Glock barrel from them, so I was wondering what your take on... Oh, fluted. You probably meant fluted barrel. Fluted 357 SIG. FLUTED. Yeah, fluted barrels are nice. They save a little bit of weight. They look cool. But yeah, as long as it runs, it should be fine. I need to find a comfortable holster. I'm 6 foot, 240 pounds. I've yet to find one. Depends how you're carrying. If you're carrying outside the waistband, inside the waistband, but Blacksmith Tactical, get a wedge. I'm telling you, a monoblock. This will clip to anything. Gym shorts, bathing suits, snow pants, khakis, jeans, belts. This right here will clip to it. I'm wearing Arrowhead Tactical sweatpants. Right here, no belt. Although I can put belt. See, I got belt loops. Code SPN for 10% off Arrowhead Tactical. I can run a belt throughout the whole inside. But this waistband is reinforced. So when I just literally clip it straight to the sweatpants. And it goes nowhere. You see how that claw? You tuck the claw underneath. Boom. And then it's right there. It's a phenomenal setup. That holster with those sweatpants. Oh, no, you're good. No worries. I knew what you meant. Yeah, no, I like fluted barrels. They're awesome. They save a little bit of weight, which is nice. And they look sweet. They look absolutely sweet. But yeah, I'll probably get off here in a couple minutes, and then I'll go work on that video for the new pocket pistol release. I think this one is going to be easily a top 3 pocket pistol ever made. And it's a SIG, and I am not a SIG fanboy by any means. I can't stand SIG. But this gun has no barrel wear. I won it in a bid. It does have like a little bit of wear on the outside, like he may have holstered it a few times. But it's in phenomenal shape. This gun goes between $750 and $1,000 new. I got it for $440 out the door, shipped, taxes, everything. You cannot beat bidding on stuff. It's phenomenal. And I think because of the extra weight it has, I think it's going to be flat as can be. What are my thoughts on O-Sight? SE? Well, I got plenty of O-Sights. That's just the ones I haven't put on anything yet. I have some O-Sights on my Hellcat 380. I got a bunch of O-Sights. The SE, phenomenal optic. This is actually what I have on my, what do you call it, Hellcat 380. Phenomenal optic. It really is. They're great optics. And like I said, they're innovative. They're doing things that other companies are not doing. O-Sight is making a really nice optic. I can't even, or O-Sight. O-Sight, Olight, they're basically the same company. It's like a brother-sister company. I have a West German SIG that can't beat those. Best SIGs out there. What's my opinion on pocket carrying Glock 42? I love the 42. The 42 is a great pocket pistol. The one thing that I would say would completely change the gun, other than handle it grips, code SPN for 25% off, trigger, shark, trigger. There is not a better upgrade for the 42 than that. And they're budget friendly. When you pair that with a 42, it becomes such a fast pocket pistol that it makes up for being a 380. The way I look at it is, when you have 380, you're going to make it up with speed, right? And the ability to carry anywhere and be discreet and so on. When you have the trigger shark trigger, code SPN for 15% off on the Glock 42, nasty, nasty setup. LCP Max, DB380, P238, if I had to guess the top 3. That would be close. LCP Max, then I would say Springfield 911. It's basically the same as the P238. Then I would have to go the new SIG I just picked up. Then I would go Diamondback DB380. But very close, very close. O-Sight's about to come out with a new optic. Yeah, hopefully. I'll definitely buy it. I like their optics. They're good. I've never had an issue. Opinion on shark bite fittings. It depends. If you're on... I could tell a story. I was working on my father-in-law's house, who was going to have a big business meeting with his client or partial business owner, whatever, whoever it was, the very next day. And he had me swap out a bunch of stuff on his house, his massive house that he just bought. And unfortunately, he bought the wrong stuff for a shower. And we already were knee-deep in the project and had no option. Our only option to get water back up and running, we got everything in except for that one shower. But we already cut the copper and stuff. The only way to get it going and put his shower back together was some shark bite fittings. And they saved my life because of how it was. We didn't have room for anything else. It was a mess. But we, put a shutoff valve, shark bite shutoff, saved my life until it could get back put together when we had more time and the right stuff for the shower. But man, I was there for 12 hours, and that was the last thing I had to do, and that saved my butt. They're good. They work, especially in a pinch. But if you don't have to, don't use them. It all depends, though. My company uses a lot of shark bite fittings. Let's see. Thanks for answering my questions and respect. I appreciate that, man. Respect. Yeah, I'm going to start going live on this channel. And if you guys don't know, my main channel is Spin Firearms. Just Spin Firearms. I have 2 channels. I like to mix up content. And I like giving people videos to watch and entertainment. And hopefully people are learning stuff. And this is just my perspective, right? Let's see. Like the Sealy Bear. Yeah, the Sealy Bear is unbelievable. That's on my Woods Glock 23. Love that. It's one of the best Woods optics out there. It's heavy duty. Looking at a Zulisi Pro G. Zulisi, I've heard mixed reviews. I had one. I might even still have it. I think they're fine. They're decent for what they are. I just like Sealy because I've ran so many. I haven't had as much experience with the Zulisi, so that's all I can really say on it. Been wanting to get an O-Sight. Yeah, the O-Sights are really nice for the price. But you know what is really nice? Gideon. Let me show you guys some stuff. Gideon is knocking it out of the park, and it's affordable. Plus, code SPN 10 for 10% off. The Mini Valor, phenomenal optic. Gideon is doing work. They're coming up with some crazy stuff. The Judge, so small. This optic is so tiny, it is phenomenal. I love this thing. These two are such good optics. I have way more stuff from them, too. I just got, I'll show you guys in a second, for my build, for my new 300 blackout build, I'm going to be taking an optic off of something else. I'm going to be throwing this onto my other AR and then taking my Gideon and putting that on my new 300 blackout build that's coming this week or next week. I'll finally complete it. But they make the best stuff, and it's all budget friendly. Gideon is doing great work. Great work. Never a single issue. I run a Gideon on one of my Glock 27s, one of my optics ready ones. I appreciate that, Boone. Let's see. I never shot red down a handgun because then my pistol don't have... Yeah, well, if you don't have an optic for your handgun, you can get something called the Dove Mounting Solutions Kit, and it slides in right where your rear sight goes. Man, I want to show stuff off. You could just slide it in where your Dove mount goes, or where your Dove is, and it's a Dove mounting kit. It puts a plate right on top of your slide. You can make it optics ready. My Glock 30S isn't optics ready, but I have an optic on it. Code SPN will save you 10% off at Dove Mounting Solutions. It's a great product. I have them on multiple guns, and it works every time. Are there calibers you would like to see Glock experiment with? I just want them to keep 40, 45, and 10 millimeter models carry size. Other than that, 30 super carry. 30 super carry would be very interesting from them. Yeah, I agree. Gideon's awesome. PVO, yep, I appreciate that. Sorry, I couldn't read that. Yeah, and here's the thing. All this stuff is affordable. Gideon is extremely affordable. Code SPN 10 for 10% off will even help that. This is going to be the Guardian. And what's interesting is, what do you call it? I don't have problems with them. I have like 80 Sealy optics. I've never had an issue. Sealy's phenomenal. Code SPN for 10% off Sealy. And I use these all the time, and I've never had a single issue. I forgot the price on that. I'm not 100% sure, but it's budget friendly, and code SPN 10 will give you another 10% off. You can't beat it. What's up with the Milwaukee Toolbox? We're putting up all the mounts. We are, I'd say 80% done. We got like 4 more to go on the right side of gun mounts, and like 5 more to go on the left side. And then I ordered the wrong size, or something got mixed up, so I had to get more mounts for it. So that's just the drill we've been using for everything. Glock should make a 5.7. I agree. A Glock 5.7 would be crazy, but 30 super carry really piqued my interest. The Shield Plus that I have, and this safe over here, that is 13+1 flush, where Shield Plus is only 10+1. Imagine if Glock released a 43X. A 43X would be 18+1 with 30 super carry, or 19+1. Imagine a flush Glock 43X. 18+1, going from 10+1 and 9mm with their lousy Glock mags. Glock mags are great quality, but it restricts your capacity. Imagine 18+1. It would be nasty. Show you a little bit. I got some body armor there. That's all double tap. Gideon optics. Drawings for my daughter. She draws me a lot of stuff. Tools. It's really messy right now. I have stuff everywhere. That's an American flag. That is a safe. It's an American flag safe. There's some O sights. But I'll give you guys a tour when it's all done. I got, a bunch of safes. Everything in here. But you got to do it right. I'm not here to do it cheap and that. I'm here to do it the right way. You buy once, you cry once. With firearms, holsters, optics, anything. Don't go too cheap. There's a difference between getting stuff for a good price that's quality and then going cheap. You don't want cheap bullcrap. It's not going to be worth it when it breaks and then you have to buy another one. Buy stuff that's good quality prices. I put a dub mount on my old Taurus. Yep, dub mount works great. Yep, Americans first. America first all day long. All day. I think the country is really waking up. I hope so, at least, for my kids. I sure hope so. But anyways, yeah, this room, once it's finished, I'll give you guys a full tour of it. And like at a certain subscriber count on the main channel, I'll do a full... I'll show you guys every single thing in my collection, because my collection is just nasty. I'm looking forward if you purchase and review a J22. All right, I'll look into it when I get out here, see what I can find, what prices are. Gun room coming together nice. I appreciate that. What do I think? What do you think? So Olight receives criticism because I'll tell you a couple things. From a holster maker perspective, you can shift it, right? If you want it further out because you have longer fingers, you can push it away. If you have shorter fingers, you can push it all the way forward. That makes every holster company have to make 3 or 4 holsters just for that one model. Now multiply it if they have 25 models. You're now taking something that should just be one quick mold to now make, 25 total molds to 100 molds. So holster companies can't stand it because it's very, very hard to make holsters because who knows how far you're going to push it out, push it in, and that messes with retention. On top of that, it leaves a gap. If someone buys one all the way out and then someone pushes it back, that messes with stuff being able to get into trigger guards and in there and let the trigger go. That's a safety hazard. On top of that, they did have an Olight that reportedly exploded. Streamlight could have threw that narrative out. Anybody could have threw that narrative out. I'm not saying Streamlight did. I'm just saying I could have made up that rumor and told you guys it all blew up and boom. Anything with a lithium-ion battery can blow up if you charge it for too long. I'm guessing if it really did happen, somebody left their battery charging for a day, 2 days, 3 days straight, it overheated and went. That'll happen to my Milwaukee tools if I leave them long enough plugged in. That happens to anything with a battery. If you overcharge it for way too long, it will blow. So, and because Streamlight uses batteries, some chargeable now, rechargeable batteries, they don't really have to worry about that. What's up, CalCam? What's up, man? How you doing? Appreciate all the support. Respect, man. No Diddy. You got to say no Diddy in this world nowadays. It's getting out of control. Things are getting crazy. You have to say no Diddy because you just never know. CR920X gives you 15+1. Only problem is the proprietary mags. They also sell a +3 extension. I like the Shadow Systems. I'm really impressed with mine once I got it broken in. It's a really, really nice gun. And big lives today. Oh, yeah. Twice in one day. One on the main channel, one on here. Just seeing how things go, letting people know I'll probably start going live more often because it allows me to answer questions directly. It's like the perfect way to go to do this. I never understood the criticism every time I see someone post a setup with an Olight on the Glock. Yeah, that's why. They also say it's cheap garbage and crap. But I've never had a single issue with any of my Olights, any of my O-sights. So, 0 complaints there. But, all right, I'm about to hop off. I got some things to do. But, yeah, I will be going live on both channels more often. It's an easy way to do this. On top of that, it's fun. Just talk about stuff. I wish I could show stuff off that are firearms, but it is what it is. At least we get questions answered and point in the right directions and stuff like that. J22. You had to throw that in one last time. But, all right, sounds good, guys. Appreciate it. Probably be going live here in, a couple days from now. 1 day, 2 day, whatever it ends up being. Thanks for watching, guys.